Welcome to today's episode of Ski with Michelle. We are going to be working on combination spins today. So I'm going to break down the basic details of what a combination spin is and how you can execute a basic one and also a more difficult one. So let's get started. So what is considered a spin combination? Well, when you first start out as a beginner, a spin combination can be executed on one foot. So for example, when we're learning forward camel spin, in order for us to consider this spin to be a combination, we actually have to transition into a different position, whether that be a sit spin, whether that be a layback, whether that be an upright. Okay? So with that being said, what do spin combinations look like when you move up and learn how to compete under the IJS system? Well, under the IJS system, you want to have 3 of the basic positions down, and you are able to change feet. So that would be called a change foot combination spin, where you're entering on a forward camel spin, and then you transition into another spin on your back foot. Or you could be entering a back camel spin, you change positions, and then you change feet to spin forward. Okay, and in order for your combination spin to have full credit, that means full base value, then you have to have the 3 basic positions that we learned in this week's series. So what is that? It's the camel, the sit, and the upright. Okay? So with that being said, let's practice one simple combination spin, and then we'll change to a more difficult combination spin where we'll change our feet. So let's start out with a camel spin, sit, pancake. Okay? So let's practice that. That's something that you can practice at home, and it'll count as a combination spin for beginners where you can learn how to change position by standing on one foot. So we're gonna go push and cross, push and cross, push and then twist. Look outside of the circle. This is inside the circle where our crossovers came from. Now we're gonna look outside the circle. Now we're gonna use our skating arm and skating leg to draw a half circle as our free leg lifts up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the wall for support. We're gonna lift and hold for 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna paint a half circle with my toe as my free leg comes around. And we're gonna sit into our sit spin as so. And then we're gonna change. We can transition into a difficult variation such as a pancake. Fantastic. So as you can see, we executed a combination spin on one foot. We were able to change from a camel spin to a sit spin, which are 2 basic positions. And then I added on a difficult variation. The pancake is a difficult variation of the sit spin. And I'll pop a link above on the difficult variations of sit spins, so you can learn how to do the pancake, the broken leg, the bullet spin, all that great stuff, and you can kind of differentiate all the different spins that you can learn to achieve more levels in IJS competitions. But if you're just first starting out and you're just interested in learning how to spin, then just practice those positions on the ground, and you'll eventually be able to learn them as you move on with your coach, and you can ask your coach about all the various levels. So the next thing that we're gonna work on is a combination spin with a change of foot. That is right. So we are going to be doing a camel, doing it forward, and then I'm gonna transition to a back sit, okay? So let's try that. I'm gonna go push and cross, push and cross, push and twist. We're gonna look away from the circle as so. Okay, and now I'm gonna look inside the circle. I'm gonna draw a half circle with my arm, and I'm gonna lift my free leg into this camel spin. And let's just add a difficult variation for fun. So from this point, I can actually grab my toe and hold a camel catch. This is a difficult variation of a camel, right? And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transition actually into a back sit. So I'm gonna place my right foot down, right? Because I'm gonna push onto my new skating foot. I'm gonna go from here, place my foot down, and I use my inside edge, my left foot, to allow me to have pressure and rotate and sit in this back sit. Okay? 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm gonna transition into another difficult variation, such as the pancake. 4, 3, 2, 1. And upright and out. Fantastic. So those are some simple spin exercises that you can do to try to shift your mindset towards those combination spins, right? And please check in with your coach on what is the best way for you to get the most points in competition. But I think the biggest thing for you all is to understand the basics, right? You have to understand how to do the camel. You have to understand how to do the sit. You have to understand how to do the scratch spin. Those are all the basics that you need in order for you to add more difficult variations onto your spins. Now we're going to be working on an example of how to achieve a level 4 in a combination spin under the IJS system. So for those of you who are already competing under the IJS system and are able to achieve up to a level 4 in competition, then this is exactly for you. And for those who are not quite there yet, you can totally practice this in order for you to get to that point. So what we're going to do is start out with our crossovers. We're going to go push, cross, push, cross, push. I'm going to twist. And now I'm going to create that outside edge that we've been doing. And I'm going to use the wall for support. I'm going to hold for 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to focus and try to grab for my camel catch. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go down into a tuck. This is a difficult variation of a sit spin with your free leg behind you. Awesome. And now I'm going to transition into a twist. So this is a non-basic variation where my bottom knee is bent and I'm not in any of the 3 positions that we talked about. I'm not in a camel, I'm not in an upright, and I'm not in a sit. It's an in-between, like an intermediate position, and I'm using my core and I'm opening up to make it difficult, right? And now I'm gonna lift up, pull for my ice spin. 4, 3, 2, 1. And land. So there you have it. That is the final example of a combination spin and how to achieve a level 4. And another thing that you want to remember is that there's so many different ways for you to achieve a level 4 in competition. And it's important for you to check in with your coach so that you can work on those levels to see what positions work best for you. These are just mere examples and a little insight to what IJS is like, starting from the beginner stages of doing a combination spin with just 1 foot, and then transitioning to doing a combination spin by changing feet, and then all the way to a level 4. So if you start with those basic progressions, then you'll be able to end up to this end point where you can be able to play around with all these difficult variations and try to increase your levels at competition. So I hope that you all enjoyed, and I can't wait to catch up on the next episode of Skate with Michelle. Bye everybody!